Hold on tight, because the Shiba Inu group is about to hear the most exciting news ever. Think about this. A lead worker from the Shibarium project, which is the core of Shiba Inu's environment, just told everyone about a huge change. This isn't your average update. It's the key to letting the possible price rise in Shiba Inu happen that we've all been waiting for. The question that everyone is thinking about. How do you make it work? Stay tuned as we get into the specifics and reveal the shocking truth that could take Shiba Inus to new heights much sooner than you thought. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the curve in the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more Shib news, be sure to click the like button. In the Shiba Inu ecosystem, Calderia is a well-known and respected person who gives people hope for the ecosystem's future growth. A well-known and respected worker in the Shiba Inu community, Daria has said that he has a lot of faith in the projects that are part of the Shiba Inu ecosystem, especially Shibarium and the local coin, Shiba Inu. In the last few days, Daria shed light on an important development in the environment that could really change the game. During his evaluation, he pointed out a change that could make Shiba Inu and Shibarium more popular. Daria's claim that the next billion crypto users are ready to find their place in the Shibarium environment and adopt the Shiba Inu coin makes this discovery even more interesting. This information is more than just an update. It gives us a look at the strategy advances and new ideas that might shape the future of Shiba Inu. The idea of getting a billion new users not only shows how popular Shiba Inu is becoming, but it also helps make a big change in the cryptocurrency world possible. What Daria said about her faith in this growth isn't just about the present. It's a message about the future that has big effects on how long Shiba Inus will be around and how important they are. This might be the start of a new phase, putting Shiba Inu ahead of other blockchain projects in a very competitive field. However, let's really think about how big Calderia's claim is when it comes to the next billion people coming into the Shiba Inu community. A billion isn't just a number. It's a huge wave of acceptance that could change everything about Shiba Inu and its projects. Think about how many people live in some of the world's most populated countries to get an idea of how big this is. For example, there are about 330 million people living in the United States. Now picture letting 3 times the number of people living in the United States into the Shiba Inu environment. Like exposing the whole US population to the world of Shiba Inu, each with their own hobbies and things they can bring to the table. Think about well-known countries with fewer people than the expected billion new users. Australia is a very big and varied country, with about 26 million people living in it. Think about 40 or so Australians putting all of their energy and interest into the Shiba Inu environment. It's more than a number. The story has sparked attention and involvement on a world level that has never been seen before. It's not just an empty promise to welcome the next billion people. It shows how much faith Shiba Inu makers have in their ecosystem's strength and popularity. It goes beyond the usual adoption process and into an area where Shiba Inu could become a common name for a large part of the world's population. The project wants to be a world force in the autonomous financial scene, and these big effects show why. There's more to the story now. The idea of adding a billion people to the Shiba Inu environment isn't completely new. In fact, Satoshi Kusama, the lead creator of Shiba Inu, hinted at this big goal 2 months ago. However, the hot question still remains. How in the world are they going to pull off this huge feat? The vague but appealing claim of a billion people makes Shiba Inu fans scratch their heads and pique their interest. Luckily, we got some huge new information about this claim just today. Wait until we show them to you together. As we already know, there are huge changes going on in the crypto world right now. Shiba Inu has risen above the waves of change in a very impressive way. Notably, this rise in the price of Shiba Inu happened at the same time as Bitcoin's record-breaking rise. Bitcoin recently broke through the $73,000 mark for the first time in over 2 years. And in the world of Bitcoin, something truly important is taking place. The first cryptocurrency is almost done with its biggest monthly gain ever, which is more than any month during the last bull market. This isn't just another price increase for Bitcoin. This story says a lot about how people feel about the market changing. But what's really interesting is the huge increase in big holders moving money into Bitcoin and Shiba Inu, which goes hand in hand with the huge price rise. Block data shows that big users' investments in Shiba Inu have increased by an amazing 700%, which means that a lot of people are buying. These big buyers, who are usually strategic players, like to buy assets in large amounts, especially after big drops in the market. This shows how possible it is to find price bottoms. There is a real link between the rise in Shiba Inu prices and the rise in the number of large holders. When it comes to cryptocurrency, big investor inflows are a key sign of how the market feels and how much people want to buy. A lot of these addresses buy things on centralized markets and then quickly put the things they bought in cold storage. Such big jumps in the money coming in from large holders become important signs that show more than just trust among experienced investors, but also a sign of a possible change in how the market works. But let's find out more about what's really going on and why people with a lot of money are suddenly interested in cryptocurrency. Think about this interesting story that a Twitter user shared, which shows how the views of wealthy people on Bitcoin are changing. Tonight, I went to a party at my golf club. Most of the people there were wealthy and in their 50s and 60s. For a few years now, everyone has called me Bitcoin Bob. It's all for fun, and they've all heard me talk about Bitcoin before. A few people have bought Bitcoin over the years, mostly just to be nice or to find out more about it. But not a single person put in even 1% of their net worth. People who paid attention or took a chance now have at least 3 times as much money as they did before. It makes them feel good to kick themselves for not putting in more. But everything changed tonight. A lot of people came up to me and wanted to talk about Bitcoin. Not one more word about playing or exploring. Most people wanted to buy quickly. 2 guys were ready to start with $1 million. They all wanted 2 Bitcoins or more. It's expected that this small meeting will bring in between $4 and $5 million worth of goods. All of them are long-term holds. This is very different from everything I've done or seen in the last 8 years. You better get ready for an epic run. The Twitter user said that this huge change in mood is the most important thing that has ever happened in his 8 years of supporting Bitcoin. It shows a change from the casual and theoretical interest that existed in previous years, turning into a burning desire to get a piece of the digital currency. This story is very important for figuring out how the market feels in general. Bitcoin is no longer just something you play around with. It's exciting to be a part of a business story that changes the world. More people are understanding Bitcoin's promise and are ready to put a lot of their money into this digital product as its value rises. As this golf club tale spreads, it represents a turning point in how people think about Bitcoin. Bitcoin among people with a lot of money. It's not just about trying new things or spreading your money around. It's also about seeing the big profits that could be made and wanting to be a part of a great financial change. In turn, this sets the stage for a ripple effect that could go beyond Bitcoin and change how other cryptocurrencies, like Shiba Inu, work in the days to come. What about Shiba Inu? How does it fit in with everything else? Okay, let me explain. As the excitement around the approval of a Bitcoin ETF grew, many people in the cryptocurrency world thought that the attention would be focused on Bitcoin, which could make the chances for altcoins less important. But the way things are going doesn't seem to fit these assumptions. A tweet that says, "Notice how it's not Bitcoin sucking liquidity from altcoins on the way up anymore," perfectly sums up this story. It's not like the old cycles. Altcoins are still run by crypto-native funds and regular people. Bitcoin is run by Wall Street. Soon, crypto owners will be ready to give up a small amount of their Bitcoin. This will start the altcoin cycle. Don't rush. There will be more power for the alts if Bitcoin goes up first. This tweet sums up a major change in the way the market works. It seems that the old idea that Bitcoin's rise takes money away from altcoins is changing. A new cycle is starting to form instead. one in which Wall Street clearly plays a big role in Bitcoin's rise and altcoins continue to grow thanks to the backing of crypto-native funds and individual buyers. The tweet tells people to be patient and stresses that as Bitcoin's value rises, crypto users may be more willing to give some of their crypto to altcoins. This conservative method is based on the idea that an altcoin cycle is coming, powered by the strength left over from Bitcoin's rise. The more Bitcoin prices rise, the more resources will be available to support the possible rise in altcoin markets. As the cryptocurrency world changes, especially as the relationship between Bitcoin and altcoins changes, the future wave of interest in altcoins, such as Shiba Inu, becomes a key part of the effort to get 1 billion people to join its ecosystem. When it comes to the Bitcoin market, hype is more than just a buzzword. As a moving force, it can have a big effect on how many people use the product and how the market feels about it. What makes this future talk so important is that it could help Shiba Inu's creators reach their lofty goal of getting 1 billion users. The increase in attention makes the environment very appealing, with both old and new users eagerly waiting for the next big hit or statement. The exact steps that will be taken to bring 1 billion people into Shiba Inu's environment are still unknown, but this point of high expectation is the first step. This feeling is similar to the excitement in the air before a repeat at a show, when everyone is looking forward to the next amazing moment. Shiba Inu fans and investors who think the idea has a lot of promise may need to be patient right now. The makers are still keeping quiet about the specifics of how they plan to get to 1 billion people, but the groundwork is being done. Like concertgoers who can't wait for the encore, Shiba Inu's community may soon be able to see an amazing show on the Bitcoin stage. But what do you think about that? Leave a comment below. I look forward to reading your thoughts. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it and subscribe to the channel.